Hello there, Year 11, it's Mrs. Walden here, and I'm going to be talking to you about Paper 3, Weimar Nazi Germany, and this is question 3b, where we study different interpretations, and then we have to give reasons why there's different views. So, study interpretations 1 and 2, which are provided in a separate booklet for you in the exam, and they give different reasons about why Hitler became Chancellor. What is the main difference between these views? Explain your answer using details from both interpretations. So we start with interpretation 1. Interpretation 1 is by H.A. Turner, and it's from Hitler's 30 Days. In January 1933, Hitler did not seize power. It was handed to him by the men who controlled Germany. The Nazi Party had suffered huge losses in the Reichstag elections of November 1932, and it was starting to fall apart. Hindenburg began to mistrust Chancellor von Schleicher. Meanwhile, von Papen managed to overcome the elderly President Hindenburg's doubts about Hitler and persuaded him to appoint Hitler as Chancellor. Hitler was appointed by less than half the population of Germany when he was appointed Chancellor by Hindenburg. So actually, what this is implying is he didn't seize power and he only had the support of less than half the population. Now, interpretation 2 is by Ian Kershaw, very, very famous Hitler historian. And he says, it was an extraordinary achievement by the Nazis to win the votes of a third of the German people. By 1932, Hitler was in charge of a massive movement of 80,000 party members and 13 million voters, who generally prepared to place their trust in him. Nazi propaganda suggested that the victory was inevitable. Mass support gave Hitler a key to unlocking the door to power. No other party leader had anything like Hitler's support from the German population. So interpretation 2 is suggesting a different view, and it's more about the fact that Hitler has support, massive support. So when we're answering our question, we start by stating what interpretation 1 says. So interpretation 1 states the reason why Hitler became Chancellor was because it was decided by the politicians in Germany, not because he had the German people's support. Then you need to say, you need to support this. This is supported by, because you have to say how it is supported by the interpretation. So you say, this is supported by Hitler did not seize power. It was handed to him by the men who controlled Germany. That way you have supported your answer. And I'm going to change pens just so that we know we're now talking about interpretation 2. On the other hand, we're now going to talk about interpretation 2. Interpretation 2, remember, we're looking for a difference, so we have to start by summarising the difference. On the other hand, interpretation 2 states that Hitler gained a lot of support from the German people in order to become Chancellor. In fact, I'm going to change that word a lot. That's not strong enough in language. I'm going to change that to gained significant significant support. And then again, similarly as we did for interpretation 1, we then need to say how this is supported. This is supported by, and we go back to our interpretation, mass support gave Hitler a key to unlocking the door to power. Okay? Mass support gave Hitler the key to unlocking power. There you go. Well done.